the Steelers yesterday, and kind of funny at the tail end of it. We were watching on the plane, and at the tail end of the plane, there was a guy who was just going, "Those guys are morons," and just really being.
Did he have an accent like that?
Maybe.
Oh, I don't recall that part.
And I know you were sleeping, but by we, I was talking about you and me and your husband. Were watching the show, but you know what? You can't take that and then say, you're a moron, and then say, how may I serve you?
Right. Even think about that, how you behave at sporting events and the different ways you use it to express when your team is losing, all of that. Just remember that where you go, your brand follows. And yes, it is a warning, but it's also something to celebrate as well. So you're trying to get your brand out there, get more people to know about you, hear about you, know, like, and trust you. Make sure that you're constantly wearing your brand.
There you go. That's your Ericism and Angelosophy for today. Hope that you enjoy that. Get ready. We've got a whole new couple of hours of positive business talk ready for you today. It's called the Experience Pros Radio Show. Archives at experiencepros.com.
The Experience Pros with Angel and Eric next on KLZ 560.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business. Your business is our business. So you like to have a little chewing gum from time to time, right? Keep the breath fresh and minty and all that, right?
Right, yeah. After I've had some gum, and actually they say that chewing gum while in the car actually helps your brain to feel safer.
What?
While driving.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You feel safer.
You feel safer?
Yeah, I don't know why, but your brain's focusing on the chewing. It's not worrying about, the traffic.
Oh, and now I usually drive us. So are you worrying about safety?
I'm chewing gum like a banshee. Actually, and the best place to chew gum is in the privacy of your own car, because we all look like cows when we chew gum. So I try not to do it in public.
Remember my first grade teacher, Mrs. Carlson, she always said you can't chew gum because you look like a cow. So
my mom would tell me that too.
She was right.
And she's right. Yes. But we do.
The car is not actually the best place to chew gum.
Oh, where? What would you recommend?
Markham, Ontario, in Canada.
We should chew gum in Canada?
Well, apparently it's the best place to chew gum because Canadian police are searching for a man accused of stealing over $1,500 worth of chewing gum.
How do you steal $1,500? I mean, they're $1 a pack. So he's carrying around $1,500
packs. He's got a big old trailer full of gum.
Right? So did he steal like a whole pallet of that was sitting on the loading dock? It must have been that. I mean, if you're going to steal $1,500 worth of gum, it's got to be. He didn't go in and load up.
He went in. Surveillance footage shows the man entering the pharmacy and holding a garbage bag after arriving by taxi.
By taxi.
Yep.
He took a taxi to his heist.
Fills the garbage bag, gets back out. Moments later, comes back into the store, fills another garbage can with the chewing gum, and walks out again.
And took the taxi. Taxi, follow that. Or I don't know, what do you say?
$1,528 of gum, and they're seeking the public's help to identify the substance.
Someone excessively chewing gum.
It's a big bubble.
And
Look for the big bubble.
He's going to be the guy that doesn't say, "Hey, do you want a piece of gum?" He's going to say, "Hey, do you want a pack of gum?"
Right.
So,
right.
The generous gum giver. Maybe he just thinks everybody needs a little fresher breath.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah. You know what else is crazy?
There's apparently a black market for chewing gum. He's going to take it. There's got to be, to the prisons. And he's putting contraband in with the chewing gum.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Watch out.
Hey, what's up with guys' hairstyles these days?
All right. So, you know how the man bun?
I do. We got served by a man bun.
They're everywhere. The man bun is all the thing. A friend of mine said the man bun is today's version of what's the one, the party in the back front.
Oh, the mullet.
The mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's today's version of the mullet.
Oh,
And you will regret it. But the man bun just went another step further, ladies.
Oh gosh, I cannot. If I don't have hair, but if I did, I would never do the man braid.
Men are braiding their hair now, and it is all the trend for
We're talking about long-haired men. We're talking about average-haired men who are braiding, and in some case,
right?
like French. I'm looking at a French braid.
So the man braid, like now, it's the top of their hair, so is in the braid, and then they shave the sides of their hair. So it's very long. It has to be worn in a braid.
Well, long enough to make a braid, but it's only shoulder length. The tail goes to, and it's a tail. Didn't we get rid of the tail?
No, it's a teeny little braided tail. Yeah, so now the tail. So they brought back the tail, the little rat's tail. Did you ever grow the tail?
I actually did.
Right?
Yeah, when I was in.
It was the boys' like little rebellion. This one little thing, and you braided it, right?
No.
You didn't braid your tail?
No. Did I braid it? No, I did.
All right. So, and then there are some that are getting quite fancy because they're combining the whole braid and bun all in one look. And so they're getting with their hair.
You with it?
Right? Yeah. I like it.
See what I did there? Getting wiggy.
Yes, with a wig, because it's hair, wig.
Yeah,
right. we're tracking.
Sometimes I have to just draw it to your attention.
Well, okay. He gets mad when I draw some things to the attention, but then when I ignore it, then he's like, Angel, you missed it.
Well,
I didn't miss it. I was trying to be subtle.
That's because you're not supposed to draw the dirty things. You don't draw attention to the dirty things. We just move over those. Just right over those.
Right? You'd think that I would know better because he does it so often.
He's in the room.
Is he?
We don't have to use the he pronoun.
Does he need a wig?
No.
Have you ever done the toupee thing or anything like that?
No.
Heck no. No. No, we're just going to shave all this stuff off.
Yeah. Light pollution. Have you ever heard of light pollution?
I have been hearing studies how the new blue light, all the LED lights, the blue light that we're getting from the LEDs, our laptops, all of our devices are like laser beams right into our little eyeballs.
Yeah, going to give you cataracts. We're all getting cataracts, folks, because of our cell phones. But the good news is a couple things in good news. Blue light is very, very dangerous. You look it up on the internet and find out what kind of things it goes. It causes glaucoma and cataracts, and it's bad. But Apple has figured out that they can help with this deal. And so your new iOS 9.4, the upgrade that's coming, will include a slider that will allow you to decide how much blue light you want to go in. So your phone looks the way that it does today, or you can slide it all the way to the right and it will look very yellow, but there will be a reduced amount of blue light, which is better for you. That's coming.
Well, but they're saying now that the constant, the LED lights are pulled up to an intersection a few weeks ago.
This is the pollution that I'm talking about. Right? Yes.
And we're at the intersection and I'm looking out and it's really almost like daylight. It is so bright. It is so clear. It is so illuminated.
Right.
That Eric actually saw that.
Careful. What did I see?
Never mind. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I can't say.
I don't know.
Maybe I can't say. But maybe we'll just mention that now all the lights on are impacting the nocturnal creatures' behaviors.
It's true.
Is that you?
Maybe.
Is that you?
Maybe.
You're a nocturnal creature? Be. Yeah. Is it keeping you up and messing with your stuff? Messing with your
It's
mojo?
very interesting, though, because they did a space shot, right? They took a picture from space. And just in 2010, the shot of cities such as Los Angeles or in any of the major metro cities, you could imagine what they look like. You kind of see it when you're in an airplane, right? It's an illuminated city. It's got a whole network of lights that are going on. Then they took one in 2015 and compared it, and it's completely flooded with light. And it's those new LED lights that are completely flooding out. And it's not only disrupting nocturnal animals, but it's also disrupting our own sleep patterns.
Right? This is why you need one of those little masks and some earplugs.
I don't think I could be. You're so cute. I don't think that anybody except you could pull off masks and earplugs.
I'm telling you. So, we went to a conference and the hotel and the event center was near an airport.
Right.
And so there's airplanes, coming in all the time. And then, of course, it's on a golf course. And anyways, there's noises.
So there's people yelling, "For!"
Right? There's just different sounds than you're used to in your own home. And so everybody's, saying how they're not sleeping well and all of this. Like an earplug, I'm telling you, it is the most brilliant way to just get a little extra night's sleep. You don't have to worry about all those extra little noises. And now with the blue light, we just need a fun little mask with the eyeballs and the little lashes on it. All right, do you have a Monday morning ritual?
Yes.
Get yourself back in the game,
Yes,
right?
I do.
Monday morning.
That is
All
correct.
right. Well, here's a couple folks who said this is their Monday morning ritual. Number one is a cold shower with a playlist of pump up jams.
Oh, that is not my Monday morning. That is my every weekday night event, cold showers.
All right. Then this one has a breakfast consisting of eggs and the bulletproof coffee. That's the coffee that's mixed with the butter. I didn't quite.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Right. Talk through your priority list. Talk through the priorities for the week. Put together a strategy on how to best tackle these initiatives.
We don't usually talk through because I pick you up on the way to the studio.
Very little talking.
Very little talking. A little conversation today because you saw that I was prepared for this afternoon that was not on the calendar. And you're like, are you going to do that? Are we doing that? And I said, no, I'm just prepared.
Why are you being so cryptic about it? I was prepared for an activity that I thought we were going to do this afternoon.
It was working out.
Right? He had his gym bag.
Yeah.
Right? He thought he was going to go to the gym, but it wasn't on the calendar.
All right. Well, what's the last one?
Hold a team breakfast.
A team breakfast. Oh, Can we do that?
Sure.
All right. Nice.
Next Monday.
Next Monday, we're going to hold a team breakfast?
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
We're in. All right, folks. Well, don't go anywhere because we got more positive business talk ahead. We're going to talk to our good friend, Coach Brew, because he's a rock star and he wants to help you win in the game of your business. That's coming up right ahead on the Experience Pros radio show. For archives of this and all the other shows, experiencepros.com.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
You keep wondering about refinancing options. You know rates are low, but don't know how to go about getting the best rate and best type of loan for your situation. What do you even need to get started? Wonder no more. Go to CherylAnswers.com. Cheryl of ALMC Mortgage has put together a checklist of what you need to know and frequently asked questions when it comes to your mortgage. Get answers. Go to CherylAnswers.com. CherylAnswers.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner, 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle, one piece at a time.
Hi, this is Angel, and if you haven't checked out all the resources that Experience Pros offers small business owners all across America, I'd like to invite you to visit experiencepros.com. From annual contests to the Extreme Customer Service Directory, daily blogs and fan bragging to business tips, Experience Pros supports business owners just like you in so many ways. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Experience Pros, and thank you for allowing us to serve you every day right here on this station.
Bring in the old year and bring in the new year with award-winning custom desserts from Ooey Gooey, a family sweetery. Cake pops, cupcakes, and salted caramel butter bars will make you the star of your next party. Dessert doesn't have to be sticky. Call Ooey Gooey and order up a little sweetness. They work with special diet requests and deliver all over. Corporate gifting and employee appreciation never tasted so Ooey Gooey good. Call today 720-885-7470 or familysweetery.com.
Imagine having a business partner watch over your computer systems day and night, actively responding to changing needs in your environment, helping make sure things run fast and smooth, protecting your valuable information. With Availability, our managed services platform, C-Squared Computer Consulting can provide 24/7 monitoring, manage updates, and optimize your systems. Let C-Squared be your business partner. Call us at 303-933-1113. Mention Experience Pros, and we'll waive the setup fee.
Friends, there are very few things more important to your business than the way it's viewed and used on the internet. Your website is the gateway to your entire sales process, and here at Experience Pros, we trust Donna Galassi and Blue Zenith Web Design to make our website more than just a brochure for our business. If you want your website to be an experience, contact Donna today at 720-248-8431. That's 720-248-8431, or visit them online to see their work. Use bluezenith.com. We do.
Get your payroll and employee paperwork done efficiently, effectively, and economically with Employer Essentials. Free up your time, free up your money, and let Employer Essentials help your business grow. They handle all of your payroll and HR needs at EmployerEssentials.com or call 303-734-9436. 303-734-9436.
Random online searching is one way to find a good company, but an even better way is to choose the companies that are listed on the Extreme Customer Service Directory. This elite list of companies have one thing in common. They offer extreme customer service. Their customers are bragging about them, and that's what sets them apart. Trust the companies listed on the Extreme Customer Service Directory to take care of you. Extreme Customer Service Directory at experiencepros.com/directory. experiencepros.com/directory.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Bragging Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service on Facebook.com/Experience Pros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Put me in cold. I'm ready to play.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. It's time to hear from our favorite coach.
Coach Brew is up next. And have you ever felt like the more successful you get, the bigger that target is on your back? Well, Coach Brew is going to come in and help us to understand why, how to deal with the critics and the haters, or even those negative online reviews. And Coach Brew was actually named to Forbes magazine as one of the top 10 consultants who avoid the BS. Coach Brew, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Welcome, Angel and Eric. Thanks for having me.
Hey, very nice to have you. Interestingly enough, I have a PhD in BS, but don't avoid me yet. We've got a question for you. What happens when a hater got a hate?
Well, folks, PhD for Eric stands for piled higher and deeper.
Easy.
You got it.
So why do haters hate is kind of the magic question. And I'd love to frame it for you this way. And that is, if the Broncos played yesterday.
Yes, they did.
They beat my Steelers.
Yes, they did.
Maybe not so much at Mile High, but when they go on the road, they have hundreds of thousands of screaming fans, screaming not for them, but at them. Most of them aren't cheering for them; they're hating on them. And why? Because they're doing something significant, something meaningful and important. And if you weren't doing something important, no one would hate on you.
Yeah.
But haters hate, I think, because it's not so much who you are, rather it's who they aren't.
Ooh.
And hate is really criticism, or hate is self-hate turned outward.
Wow.
Which really stinks, Coach Brew, because here we are out there, athletes, they're doing the best they can, right? They don't get up in the morning and think, I think I'm just going to go and screw up so I can get a whole bunch of people to start yelling at me,
right,
and throwing hate mail. My mom is watching, my friends are paying attention. This is really, I think, one of the toughest pieces as you get out there in that public eye, as our businesses grow, as we grow as people. Who was it? Bette Midler said that the toughest piece about success is trying to find people who are actually happy for you, because nobody seems to be happy for you, Coach.
It's true. And, a lot of times, let's take haters and just flip it a little bit to critics. Because a lot of times, the critics are wrong. The critics are wrong about Bette Midler earlier in her career. The critics are wrong about, your favorite sports team out there. And a great example in terms of pop culture and why we got to persevere, because we're all in this story is, the film critic, Gene Siskel of Siskel and Ebert, absolutely hated the movie Silence of the Lambs. He gave it a horrible review, and it turned out to be an amazing award-winning film. It was a blockbuster. It won an Oscar. So sometimes those critics that we're hearing are wrong about us.
Right.
And we need to have the confidence to persevere. Rolling Stone hated Nirvana's album. They gave it 3 stars. The same revered publication that didn't like Jimi Hendrix or Led Zeppelin either. So sometimes, we can take, solace in the fact that they're wrong. And we just need to keep on keeping on.
All right. Well, and I appreciate that very much. But now sometimes people take it to the next step and they hate online. They go to those review sites, Coach, and they write nasty, negative things. What do we do when somebody does that to us and our business? It's like torpedoes, man.
Sure. I think, first of all, let's flip that upside down, and we should be glad that we're getting some 1-star reviews on Amazon or on Yelp or Google, because there's a tremendous amount of research. It's actually an article published in the Atlantic magazine that 1-star Amazon reviews actually help your brand. And it sounds counterintuitive, but if you see something that's nothing but glowing 5-star reviews of a restaurant, of a book, of whatever, you begin to wonder, well, where did they come from? Are those just shills, so to speak? There's a big conspiracy now where some authors are paying for good reviews for their books.
Right.
On, outsourcing that. And what it is those 1-star reviews, those haters, God bless them. We want them because it shows that it's an authentic reflection of the work you've done. If everyone loved it, that kind of rings hollow. It doesn't seem authentic. There should be a certain number of people who don't love what you have to offer and what you're doing. And then on the other side of the spectrum, to be polarizing the other way, there should be certain people who love it, and there's going to be some in the middle. But the worst thing you can have is nothing but glowing reviews. You want the 4-star reviews and a couple of 1s, because then it's more authentic. It's more representative of our cultural norms. There's always going to be critics and haters with everything.
Coach Brew, we've gotten reviews, like we go and speak, and they get the whole room, does the little survey, and they give you the reviews. Why is it that even though you're saying it's authentic, to have this variety, we can get 50 positive, you guys were great, right on the mark, loved what you did, inspired, motivating, and you get one person that chews you up and spits you out, and that's the one that we walk away believing.
And you tailspin and you crash and burn.
Absolutely. I think we're programmed to remember the bad stuff. Like I couldn't tell you the day I started my coaching career, but I remember the day I got fired for not winning a national championship. I just think that's representative of how the human mind works. We tend to gravitate to the negative unless we're feeding ourselves positives. But I will also say is, in the case of, let's say someone, when you go out and speak, Angel, and the audience is asked to rate you on a scale of 1 to 10, I like to think that, maybe that one person thought a 1 was good. And 10 was bad. Like maybe they just misread the form.
That's it. They misunderstood.
That must be it.
Right.
That must be it.
Wow, you guys live with rose-colored glasses for sure.
I do a lot to protect myself. I do a lot to protect
Absolutely.
because the haters are and the negatives there, and if I allow it to resonate and pour into me, I'm going to start believing that. And if I believe that, one of these days I'm not going to get out of bed.
Yeah, every day, Angel, we're fighting a battle, and it's not against our haters. we're fighting a battle to protect our confidence because, haters, they can doubt you, they can fight you, but they can't stop you unless you give them permission to.
Yeah.
So we've got to protect our confidence above all else.
Well said. Coach Brew, how do people get in hold of you?
Well, if you hated this segment and you hated me, the best thing you can do is reach out to me on Coach Brew, that's CoachBRU.com, and tell me how terrible I was.
Yeah. Go ahead, leave a review.
Yeah, and when you go there, you can sign up for my free weekly newsletter, which provides you with tips and strategies to protect your confidence and ignore the haters.
There you go. Coach Brew, CoachBrew.com. We love you, man. Thanks so much for the call.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You bet. Folks, when we come back, we're going to talk to the Colonel. You'll have to find out who that is after this.
The experienced pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
You're busy, but are you really achieving the dreams you thought you would? Infinite Nation knows that when your vision is big enough, you can create infinite success. Request your free vision check phone call with award-winning vision coach Carrie Conley. Discover how easy it is to achieve your infinite success. Call 720-331-8693. 720-331-8693 and check out the Vision is Victory workshop online at infinitenation.com.
If you rely on networking to build your business, you need Renovate. If you are sick of wasting your time cold calling to find a few, you need Renovate. Extreme Relationship Management will help you renovate. Renovate is revolutionary training that elevates your not working and supercharges your networking to get real results. Sign up for the next Renovate training this week at extremerelationshipmanagement.com or call 855-I-LIKE-ERM. You need Renovate.
Hi, this is Angel, and I've been in my home for 12 years now. When I think about redecorating, I just can't seem to get past what I've always done. Helene's Designs offers a fluff-it-up service for home decorating. She takes what I already have and rearranges just enough to fluff it up. Call Helene to get fluffed up at 720-233-7302. Helene's Designs is a full-service design firm that helps you turn your dreams into a reality. Call Helene's Designs today at 720-233-7302 or check out the before and after pictures online at helenesdesigns.com.
You're caring for a loved one and you feel overwhelmed, stressed, and you're juggling multiple schedules. At Home Care Assistance Denver, we understand because we've been there. We specialize in helping you customize a care plan and manage it as your needs change. Even if you think you need to do it all yourself, let us be a part of your care plan. We give you peace of mind. Contact us for a free care consultation at 720-443-3371 or homecareassistancedenver.com.
SharpNet Solutions has been optimizing websites for over 16 years, since before Google was even a company. Hi, this is Eric, and I want you to let that sink in for a moment. SharpNet Solutions has been helping hundreds of small businesses get found on the search engines since before Google became Google. They're one of the most affordable SEO firms in the country, and if you tell them Experience Pros sent you, you'll get up to 50% off of your SEO services. Still wonder if they can help you? Google Experience Pros. We use them. 303-900-4988. That's 303-900-4988 or sharpnetsolutions.com.
Do you wish your career was moving along a different path? Do you ever feel like your business owns you when it really should be the other way around? Do you feel like this isn't the life you thought you'd be living? Well, you're not alone. Sandy Corrigan has a system that helps people create careers worth having, businesses worth owning, that results in lives worth living. Call or text Sandy Corrigan today at 303-907-1010. That's 303-907-1010. It's worth the phone call.
There's only one place in the dial for you to share your stories of great customer service, and that's Fan Braggin' Friday on the Experience Pros Radio Show. Every Friday, the phone lines are open for you to call and tell the world who's getting it right in business. Call 855-FAN-BRAG and change the way people treat people in business. You can post your stories every day on the Experience Pros Facebook page and call in on Fridays for Fan Braggin' Friday at 855-326-2724. 855-FAN-BRAG. Tell Eric and Angel and then tell the world about Fan Braggin' Friday.
As internet technology advances, so does the threat of cybercrime. And the instant you go online, you become vulnerable to dangers such as identity theft, computer viruses, phishing, spyware, and more. In times like these, we must all protect ourselves from cybercrime. Antivirus software, firewalls, and security patches are just the beginning. Never open suspicious emails, only navigate to trusted sites, and change your passwords every 90 days. Back up important files to external storage devices. Tell anyone who uses your computer to be vigilant when downloading from the internet. Keep your kids safe on the internet. Teach them never to give out personal information or post information about their school or extracurricular activities. Installing parental control software and monitoring their computer are all good ways to prevent cybercrime. To learn more about cybercrime, visit ncpc.org or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. You hear that? We want to thank you. Thank you. And thank you some more because it's a courteous thing to do.
Oh, absolutely. Do you feel like manners are just gone, that people have lost all sense of courtesy? We brought in the Colonel. Colonel's been conducting her award-winning mobile etiquette school, Courtesy Bootcamp, for nearly 7 years. Clients include cities of Golden, Westminster, and Greenwood Village. She's an award-winning children's book author and a public school teacher. Colonel Anthonette Klinkerman, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Good morning, Angel and Eric. How are you?
We are doing fantastic, but I got to tell you something, Colonel Klinkerman. I think for the most part, people know nothing.
No.
They just don't.
Well, they do, but they just need to be reminded.
Oh, well, would you please give us a not-so-gentle reminder?
Yes. What kind of courtesy? So, I mean, what are we talking about here in your world, Colonel, that some courtesies that you see have been lost that desperately need to be returned?
The biggest courtesy that's been lost, Angel, is attention, period. People just do not pay attention to one another.
I'm sorry, Anthonette. Sorry to interrupt. I was just checking my email on my phone. What did you say?
Right?
Attention, Eric.
Right.
Attention has been lost. People do not pay attention to one another, and they don't pay attention to detail. They don't pay attention to conversations. They don't pay attention to email. If they do pay attention to email, like you just were, shame on you.
I know.
They're not reading carefully. They're not paying attention at all.
Yeah, it's true. How often, I'll send an email to somebody and say, I'd like to meet with you on Tuesday at 9:00. Does that work for you? And they'll say, sure. When do you want to meet? Like, okay. I thought I said that.
That's so true. And it's aggravating. And I think that's what is the crux of the problem now with the lack of courtesy in society, is that the lack of attention is just aggravating to so many people because we are just so busy these days.
All right. So, Anthonette, does this, I think I know the answer, but does this play out into then the business community with customer service?
Oh, my word, yes. It absolutely does. There are so many things that you can do to keep the customer happy, but it all boils down to then paying attention to them. What is it that they really need? What are they trying to say to you? And if that takes extra time trying to figure that out, it's worth the investment, because a lost customer these days is also a very vengeful customer too, and they can go and destroy your business on social media within a matter of minutes if they choose to do so.
Right. It's so hard though, Anthonette, that to stay focused, because there's so much going on. There's so many things that are coming at us, so many messaging. And of course, our phones are dinging. Everything's dinging at us. And people get mad if you don't reply, or did you see my post and you didn't comment? And did you get my text? And in fact, I got an email. I got a couple emails. We were out of town last week, and I've got a couple emails. People sent me 2 emails last week. A second one saying, you didn't reply.
Why didn't you reply?
I'm like, okay. This is now, so here we're trying to be in the moment, but people won't let you be in the moment. It's this catch-22.
Well, they're in the moment. You see, they're in that instant gratification moment, and your lack of an instant reply is what is frustrating to them, of course. But that, again, goes back to the just being so busy that a lot of people don't add in a cushion into their day, that if things shouldn't go right, you can't schedule yourself back to back to back to back because things might not always go that way. So people are not scheduling in little pieces of breather time so they can say, oh, all right, I didn't get a response right away. But really the etiquette calls for a 24-hour to 48-hour wait for a response. It's really not that long, but for some people, it's agonizing. And that, again, is that instant gratification society that we have. And the reason that, honestly, why grocery stores put all those tempting candies and goodies right by the cash register, because they know that while you're waiting, you need something to do, and you're likely to grab one of those items and buy something extra.
Right. Anthonette, what kind of courtesies would you like to see revived in the business world?
Well, you're going to laugh at this one, but this has to do with restaurants. And a lot of business is conducted over meals, correct?
Correct.
Of course.
I would love to see them putting, believe it or not, spoons back on the table. If you go to lunch today or tomorrow or the next day, I want you to check and see if there are actually spoons placed on the tables, because a lot of businesses now, the restaurants say, we're not going to waste the time washing these things when nobody really uses them. They only use them for coffee. Or worse, they set up a coffee bar on the side of the room and they expect you to go get your saucer, get your cup, get that spoon, and then have all three of those pieces clattering back to the table. I really would love to see spoons back on the table. And then from the Victorian era, back in restaurants too, I would like to see them bring back knife rests. These were actually little glass bars that you could rest your knife on, so you're not crossing across the top of your plate.
Knife
or putting it on your bread plate.
Right.
I'm so sorry. I thought I misunderstood you. You said Victorian era, and I thought you said nice breasts.
No.
Sorry.
No, I did not.
I didn't know.
Shame on you.
I thought, honestly, that was what I thought I heard.
Of course, you are honest. He hears
I went
that.
straight to the Victorian era.
Because this is where Eric goes straight to that all the time. So there's a lesson in.
I wasn't being discourteous.
Even if you think the woman said
I couldn't
breast,
hear.
if you continue to listen to the conversation and you put it together.
I corrected it. Knife rests.
Perhaps you don't have to draw attention
we need
to
knife
the
rests
fact.
instead of nice breasts.
We do need a knife rests and spoons on the table. I love a saucer under my coffee mug and my teacup, but and you just don't see it. I'm sure it's kind of gone way of we're trying to be more resourceful, better use of our resources and not waste soap and water and energy on dishes that aren't being used. What about anything in the office place?
I would say, well, let's start with the retail place. I really like this practice that very few businesses do. I can name a few who do it, and I can name a few who don't. And that is that they issue a coupon. Let's say it comes in that stack of your Wednesday mailers, correct?
Right.
And you forget to actually physically put the coupon in your purse or carry it on you or something. You forget the coupon. And you go into the place of business and you say, oh, rats, this just happened to me the other day. I forgot my coupon. It's sitting right on my table.
Sorry, too late.
Exactly. But smart businesses keep a copy of that coupon right by the cash register. And when they pull that coupon out, they say, that's okay, we happen to have one. And they run it through. Well, guess what? They just made a customer for life for me.
I love
I didn't have to mess with my phone. I didn't have to mess with the paper. I didn't have to mess with anything, but they just had it ready for me to go. I'm very likely to return.
I know, me too.
It's the ones that say no. For example, it was a sandwich shop, which will remain nameless because that's not a very classy thing to do, to call them out. But they did. I said, I forgot my coupon. I know I have it right on my table. And the gentleman just looked at me like, that's nice, and didn't bother to do anything about it. But they just lost the customer.
It's bad business. All right, Anthonette, let's wrap up our conversation talking about social media courtesies. What should we be doing or not doing in the social media stratosphere?
Well, I believe the first thing you should not be doing, and I'm sure you've covered this many, many times in your presentations, but do not automatically add people to your mailing list.
Amen.
That is just a no-no. It is. I can't tell you. I could make a full-time job out of unsubscribing for things.
No kidding. No kidding, right?
It's ridiculous. I didn't sign up for this, and there's others that either they're buying lists. I'm not sure how that works, but I think, I don't even know who this is. I've never even heard of this company before, and now all of a sudden I'm on their mailing list.
Right.
That is a huge no-no. What you should be doing, though, is posting items of value for other people. If there's an article that you think, wow, that my audience could actually benefit from that one too, feel free to share that, but always give credit where credit is due. Whoever posted it first, let the other people in your audience, in your follower group, know that this is the person that you're borrowing it from, and you're sharing something of value for everyone.
I love that. I love that. So let's talk a little bit about your social or your courtesy boot camp. How do people follow you? How do they hire you? How do they learn more courtesies in the real world?
Well, I'll start with a phone number because I love actually talking to people. I would say give me a call at 303-909-8745. One more time, 303-909-8745. Or check out my website at www.courtesybootcamp.com. And of course, I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. And I would love to work with a lot of different businesses this year and make 2016 the most courteous year anybody has ever had.
Love it.
I love it. I love the cause, love the mission. Thanks so much for being our guest today, Anthonette.
Well, thank you, Angel and Eric. A happy new year.
Right back at you. 2016 is off to a great start for sure. Boy, she brings some great things. I honestly, I didn't know that she said knife rests. I apologize.
Okay, but here's the thing, Eric.
Yeah.
When you have a thought, you don't always have to share it.
No, but that's my job.
No. Sometimes you can just keep some of these thoughts to yourself. I mean, you could.
I think I get paid to share my thoughts.
Here we're trying to have this elegant conversation, and you're talking about nice breasts.
I thought that was what she said. Knife rests. Knife rests. Bring back the knife rests. We'll be back on the Experience Pros radio show.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Hi, this is Angel, and I want you to picture this. You're driving home after soccer practice. Your little girl is sitting in the back seat and the radio is gently playing your favorite music. Your car is your world for the moment, and your world is safe because Nyland's Collision Center wouldn't cut corners on the quality of parts when they fixed that fender bender last month. NYLUNDS collision.com. No one knows your car better. The safety of your whole world is in their hands. Visit nylandscollision.com or call them at 303-761-9219.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
You panic with the big box print shops and online printing companies. Sure, they offer cheap services, and that's what you get, cheap service. Isn't it about time you found someone who not only made you look good, but also makes you feel good? Award-winning PrintingDoneQuickly.com offers the highest level of concierge service without the concierge price. PrintingDoneQuickly.com, where we serve your business as we wish to be served, and quickly too. That's PrintingDoneQuickly.com.
I don't know how to tell you this, but recently your husband's been pretty cold.
Did he do something or say something?
No, he's just cold.
I can't believe you'd say that. He's the most caring person I know.
Will someone please call Bowman Heating and Air? It's so cold in here, even the pipes are freezing.
Don't let your friends call your husband cold. Call Bowman Heating and Air today, 303-622-6502, and get a $99 furnace service to prevent your husband from getting cold. 303-622-6502 or BowmanHVAC.com.
Landlords, listen up. If you have investment property, you need Legacy Properties PM. Devin Bewley will absolutely get you the highest rent possible, handle every imaginable emergency, and make sure that your property is well cared for. He visits every property regularly and knows that he's working for you. Legacy Properties PM, where their promise to you is simple. If your property isn't earning you money, you owe them nothing. There's nothing to lose. 720-989-1996. Mention Experience Pros and they'll waive the first month's management fee.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros radio show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the orange effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Attention business owners, if you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance has local offices serving clients across the U.S. and Canada. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Riviera Finance now. 800-872-7484. That's 800-872-7484. Or visit RivieraFinance.com.
You need more customers, and you need to keep the ones you already have. List That Save My Business is your answer to gaining and retaining clients without cold calling or chasing cold leads. Do business with people who like you and who already trust you. List That Save My Business is the book with easy-to-use checklists to bring more of the right customers into your sales process. Buy your copy of List That Save My Business from Amazon.com. These lists will save your business. Buy your copy of List That Save My Business today and grow your business the Experience Pros way.
Hey, sweetie, what's going on?
Well, honey, I have some news.
Okay, what?
All that training paid off. I got the job.
Oh, I knew you would get it. So when do you start?
When you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
John Rush during the afternoon rush, today at 3. Now back to the Experience Pros on KLZ 560.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros radio show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros radio show with Angel and Eric. We do thank you for tuning in today. Richard Branson, you know, he's that really rich guy who makes airplanes and spaceships and balloons and stuff. You know that guy? I mean, not personally, but you've heard of him?
I've heard of Richard Branson, yes.
He's got
I was just really curious where you're going with all that, like balloons and stuff.
No, that's his bio. He's a maker of balloons, and he gets in them and goes higher than anybody else has ever gone.
I know. I was just listening to how you were saying it. I wasn't knocking his bio. I was just curious how you were going to phrase it.
He's kind of like my internet. It has to go to space.
He's your internet?
He's kind of like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he has a plan for helping you achieve all your goals. He says resolutions don't work, but simple processes just might help move the needle. And you think about all the stuff that you've written down. We write down these goals, kind of these pipe dreams. I'm going to be a bajillionaire. I'm going to, build an airplane in my basement, whatever it is. But unless you have the processes in place, the action steps put together, you're going to get through the end of your day, week, your month, and find that you haven't moved any closer to those goals.
So the first step is you got to write those goals down, though, right?
Right.
Every idea you've got, you write it down. No idea is too small. No idea is too big. You just write them down.
He says, then find a list method that works for you. Doodles, bullet points, charts. What suits you best? He says he found a combination of short phrases and scribbled pictures works best for him.
See, I've been making lists all my life.
Scribbled pictures?
Doodle charts.
Doodle charts.
Yeah.
Right? I beg Eric to write stuff down. Please write this down. Please make a note.
I know I kind of surprised you when I said that I was gonna bring my notebook out.
Right.
And do what I did?
Did you do that?
I totally did not.
You totally
I left my journal on the plane.
Huh. You didn't bring it out?
I left it on the plane. I brought it out, put it in the seat back pocket, watched the Broncos.
This is what happens when you don't have a clear plan, right? Something else is going to distract you and take you away from it. And he was he's like, I have to start working now. Everybody else is going to wait till Monday, but I have to start working now.
I got a lot of stuff going on in my head.
Right? And I said, you've got to write it down. But instead he did. He watched the Bronco game. All right. He says,
I'm not sorry.
Make a list of small, manageable tasks to complete every day. He says, cut your day up into chunks and you'll get lots more done. So lump together all those phone calls you want to make. When you're going to sit down and write emails, making the list, segment them into the actual action so you're not moving back and forth from activities. Making those phone calls one after another, you can get through them pretty quickly.
That's what I've got you for.
Oh, goodness.
You are small and manageable. No.
He says, mark off every completed task because there are a few things more satisfying than ticking off a job well done.
That's true.
I used to actually, after, like at the end of the day, I would write things down that I had done. And Jay, my husband, he's like, why would, you're just writing that down so you can check it off. Kind of.
Yep.
But mostly it's also for a record of that it got done. And so it's more like journaling. So even if you've already done it this morning, you can still put it on the list and check it off because you're keeping a record that it's actually been done.
And I agree. And you also espouse the idea that checking it off, there's something between that little action of the check mark and the self-satisfaction of accomplishing something that does something very good for you.
I know. Some people like to cross things out, but you might need to read that phone number or read that information later. So
don't strike through.
I like to just check it off.
It releases melatonin. I mean, hemoglobin. One of those pleasure centers.
You don't know what it is?
It's the pleasure center.
All right. He says, make your goals memorable so you know if your plans are working. There's no point setting targets if you don't know whether or not you're hitting them. He says, set far off outlandish goals.
Be free to just get crazy.
Right? He says resolutions shouldn't have just short-term endpoints. What do you want to have in 5 years, in 50 years? I think too many of us can't think past lunch, right? I just want to get through this day.
Oh, you said lunch.
It is very short-term thinking. And while you may be busy, you're not actually accomplishing anything. You're not really moving forward. You look back at some of the memories that you get on Facebook, right? 2 years ago, this is what you were doing, 3 years ago. And of course, you wouldn't remember that at all. And I don't know how relevant it is, but sometimes it's just that catalyst to say, oh my gosh, we were still doing this 3 years ago, we were still saying we were going to do this thing. And it's a reminder, okay, I need some action. I need some processes that are going to be in place so that I am moving closer to my goals every single day.
Hey, don't forget, include your personal goals in your list, not just your business goals. Life is made up of the blend of both, right?
Yeah, he says there's no real separation between work and life. It's all just living. The same goes for your list. It's all you living, getting it done. And again, compartmentalizing it, segmenting it into chunks. This is my family time. This is when I'm doing the things with my family. This is the time that I'm taking care of my health and wellness. This is the time I'm, following up on the contacts and the things that we did last week.
And then share your goals with others. The more you communicate your goals with others, the more accountable you become to them.
All right. Yeah. And having somebody that holds you accountable is a real key to everybody's success. So often we want to keep it a secret because then if we don't tell anybody, then they won't know that we didn't hit it. Right. Mm-hmm. And so when you put it out there, post it out on social media, tell a friend, tell your mentor, tell somebody at work, somebody that will celebrate you and encourage you to keep going. Even, on those days where you just don't feel like it, you've had a rough day, you need to get yourself back out there. You don't want somebody that is going to be, you don't want your accountability partner to be somebody that says, yeah, I didn't think you'd do it anyways. It's all right. Let's just, check it off. Let's just watch the football game and have beer.
It's a downer partner.
Right? You don't want that. And then make sure that you are celebrating your successes.
Absolutely.
Right? We do so much every single day and we just move to the next thing. We have to take time to celebrate those joyful moments, those successes, and then make a list of new goals. He says the cycle should continue as you make more and more progress, right? Today's list, the list you made in January, will not be the same list that you're working on in March, right? You've checked things off. You've moved forward.
Yeah, I think that's the celebrate your success. My favorite. I think it really is valuable. Well, there you have it. Thanks to Jessica Stillman for Richard Branson's 10-step plan for achieving all your goals. We appreciate her and the article. We have a whole nother hour of positive business talk just yet ahead. So don't go anywhere. But remember during this break to do business with the people who do business with the pros.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Tune in at 1 o'clock for Laura Ingram's First Hour, The Lost Hour, on KLZ 560.
Just selecting good investments and fund managers may not prepare you for the retirement income you need. There are 5 important, less obvious decisions. Learn these 5 decisions and how to make them. Tune in to America's Wealth Management Show, sponsored locally by Life Certain Wealth Strategies here on KLZ 560 every Saturday morning from 9 to 10.
Freedom, liberty, truth. KLZ AM 560, KLZ HD Denver. Listen live at KLZ560radio.com. KLZ 560.
USA Radio News with Melody Burkett.
They pick this president's pocket day after day after day, and they make a fool of him and a fool of our country.
Republican presidential candidate Chris Christie accuses President Obama of paying ransom to terrorists for the release of 5 Americans detained in Iran.
It just shows the American people, once again, that what I've been saying for the last week is true. This president lives in his own world. He lives in a fantasy land.
Appearing on Fox News, the New Jersey governor said this is not the product of strong American diplomacy. Christie reinforced that he's happy the Americans held in Iran are coming home, but the president is encouraging more of this conduct going forward. The price of oil is going south as Iran increases production. Brent crude, the international benchmark, had fallen to below $28 a barrel today. U.S. oil was down more than 1% at about $29 a barrel. Investors fear the lifting of sanctions on Iran will only add to the oil supply glut. This is USA Radio News.
I'm all about keeping it simple. Been getting the same haircut from the same guy for 20 years. You can't beat simple. That's why the first place I turn to when I need something is Grainger. I don't want one place for my safety products and another for my abrasives. Grainger has over 1.2 million products and the solutions I need to help keep this place running. Grainger. Simple. Simple. Grainger. Get it? Got it? Good. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
Of all the people running for president this year, only one has actually defended your right to keep and bear arms in the nation's highest courts. When Washington, D.C. tried to strip its residents of their rights under the Second Amendment, Ted Cruz assembled a coalition of 31 states to support those rights. Action, not talk. That is Ted Cruz. Isn't that what you want from a president?
The Victory 2016 committee is responsible for the content of this ad.
KLZ Denver.
Hi, this is Scott Watley. Tune in every Saturday afternoon at 1 for Sportsman of Colorado right here on KLZ 560. If you like the outdoors, you'll love Sportsman of Colorado.
Hey, everybody, it's Eric and Angel with the Experience Pros Radio Show coming up right after your Ericisms and Angelosophies.
Well, where you go, your brand follows.
Oh, it's a warning and a celebration all in one sentence.
You know, it is a warning everywhere you go, whether you're online, offline, at the grocery store, after hours, your brand follows you.
What about at your political campaign events?
Your brand follows you.
Ooh.
Did you
Careful.
Do you want to throw anything else at me?
I was thinking, but I can't think of anything.
Anything else?
Usually the political ones where this one comes up.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we think, who I am professionally and who I am personally are 2 different things. And we try to compartmentalize and segment those. And so we can be all buttoned up and stuffy or, carry our brand during business hours. But then we think that after hours and on weekends that we can let our hair down, sorry, Eric, and be somebody else and that it won't impact our culture and our personal and our professional brand.
It impacts oh boy, does it impact.
But the good news is everywhere you go, your brand follows.
Yeah.
So you get to represent when you're talking on the phone, thinking about your voicemail, the clothing that you wear, the posts that you share on social media. It's all representing your brand, which is good for business.
If you're a nice person, a pleasant person, somebody who loves seeing the positive side of life, you're going to do just fine with this one. If you're snarky and angry and complaining and rude, where you go, your brand follows.
So here's the thing. You can't be all about customer service and pleasantries and niceties and phony during the day and have then a completely different persona that follows you after hours. Because, of course, with social media, we're on 24/7 with our cell phones, people checking on you, calling you. You're on 24/7. And so it is a little bit of a warning. It's kind of a double-edged sword.
You know, we were watching the Broncos destroy the Steelers yesterday, and kind of funny at the tail end of it. We were watching on the plane, and at the tail end of the plane, there was a guy who was just going, "Those guys are morons," and just really being.
Did he have an accent like that?
Maybe.
Oh, I don't recall that part.
And I know you were sleeping, but by we, I was talking about you and me and your husband were watching this show. But you know what? You can't take that and then say, you're a moron, and then say, how may I serve you?
Right? Even think about that, how you behave at sporting events and the different ways you use it to express when your team is losing, all of that. Just remember that where you go, your brand follows. And yes, it is a warning, but it's also something to celebrate as well. So you're trying to get your brand out there, get more people to know about you, hear about you, know, like, and trust you. Make sure that you're constantly wearing your brand.
There you go. That's your Ericism and Angelosophy for today. Hope that you enjoy that. Get ready. We've got a whole new couple of hours of positive business talk ready for you today. It's called the Experience Pros Radio Show. Archives at experiencepros.com.
Rush to Reason with John Rush this afternoon at 3. Now back to the Experience Pros on KLZ 560.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business, and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio program with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business. Your business is our business. Ain't nobody got any business bringing a turkey on an airplane.
Why not?
Delta passenger says he's using the turkey as an emotional support animal.
A turkey. So this is now the trend. Well, not the turkey thing, but the emotional support animals.
What is up with that?
My daughter is in college, and she said that she had some of her, peers who said they'd gone to the counselor and needed to get a note from the counselor that said they needed an emotional support animal so that they could have a kitten in the dorm room.
I have a niece who did exactly the same thing, and now she has a kitten for, I'm using my air quotes, emotional support.
So now we are having to have.
It's the wussification of America.
What is it? A prescription that says you have to have, and I think I get it. Like I love, the animals, and they are.
They're cute and cuddly. The little paws.
You see they send them into the prisons and what it does to some of the toughest of criminals. You take them into the nursing homes and you see, and absolutely, I totally agree with it.
Yep.
But now we're writing prescriptions that say you have to have an emotional support animal with you because you can't ride on an airplane without your emotional support. Like how dependent and how codependent are we becoming? This is necessary, and somebody has told you that you cannot function, not even for a couple of hours, without the gobble gobble in your ears. Really?
Right.
And because now everybody near you and around you on, we're sitting already next to each other, so squished in. There's not even room for your bag of pretzels, but we've got room for a turkey.
If the turkey eats the pretzels, does that make him breaded? I don't know.
I think let's help these people who need this emotional support to be a little bit more independent.
Can I don't get a lot of these things. I mean, I heard somebody yesterday talking about a service ferret, right? They were going to get a service ferret.
Now we're all making fun of it, right?
Well,
it's now become the butt of a joke.
But it is a joke, because I went to the ADA, the ones that actually do the certification of service animals. Section 2, service animal defined by Title 2 and Title 3 of the ADA. A service animal means any dog that is individually trained to do work or perform tasks for the benefit of an individual with a disability, including physical, sensory, psychiatric, intellectual, or other mental disability. Dogs, not turkeys. No.
Now, okay, so the rules and were written for the dogs, right? But somebody might not have bonded with a dog more than bonded with a turkey.
How do you bond with a turkey? I don't want to know. I don't want to know how you're bonding with turkeys.
Same way that you would bond with the dog. It's not dirty.
I didn't say that.
You're like, I don't want to know how you bonded with the turkey, right? It's the same way you bonded with the dog.
It's baloney. I do. And I think it's done for attention. And
there are people that think, okay, what can I get away with, right? And they're taking the rules and they're stretching them. They're stretching them out to say, how far can I stretch it? And so that the intent of the rule is now just so far gone, and it can't actually even be upheld for the people that truly do, that it was intended for.
Do you, listener, have a non-traditional service animal or emotional support guide? If you do, please go ahead, write it out to us. Let us know.
Not to us, to him.
On our Facebook wall, let us know.
Yeah, not to us. Only Eric wants to know.
I want to know.
He wants to know.
Because I might actually use you and your service guide.
If you need an emotional support animal, more power to you. But just, maybe not be so dependent on emotional support animal that you can't leave the home and need to travel with it on an airplane. We left, for goodness sakes, we leave our kids behind with grandma and grandpa, right? We leave the animals behind.
Yeah, but we don't get any emotional support from our kids. But the tryptophan.
I've traveled without my husband.
I've traveled with turkeys.
I do travel with a turkey.
Hey, your husband came last time.
I wasn't talking about him. He's my emotional support animal.
Oh, is that? He's your service weasel or ferret or whatever they call those.
I didn't call him a ferret or a weasel or even a turkey.
Oh my goodness. Well, what you got?
All right, we're going to talk a little bit about Tony Robbins and his key to success. He says,
a service turkey.
Here's the thing. We talk about having our emotions in check, right? Being able to keep our emotions in check and not be spastic, not rage at somebody, just because they made you feel icky, right? But keeping it in check. But Tony Robbins says that emotions are everything, and success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. He says emotions are the most important factors that determine your success. And these are some of the takeaways that he says. Number one, focus on building a business that adds value to the world, not necessarily dollars into your bank account. He says you feel so filled up when what you do adds so much value to people's lives that it lights them up. You can't compare that with money. But if you run your business right, and you add that much value, you will do well financially. We have said, if you take care of the customers, the transactions will follow.
Absolutely.
If you start with doing the right thing, lighting people up, making them feel emotionally supported, maybe they could leave their turkey at home, right? Number two, he says there is a model that will help you reach success. You just have to find it. So there's lots of different ways to build a successful business, and you can read all the bios. I think one of my my favorite reading, when you think about, fantasy reading and reading for fun, right? I love reading biographies of successful people because you start dreaming again. Like you hear their story and they did it in a way nobody else ever did it. They did it their own way.
Right.
there is a business model that will work for you, even if it's not, one that you see other people doing. You don't have to mimic and follow and duplicate. You can actually find your own model.
The third thing is there is power in preparation. Can I get an amen?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, can I get an H?
Oh, there would be that too. But before you get to the letter H, you got to get to the preparation. You got to make sure that, you are ready for whatever it is out there. And Robbins says he gives himself at least 18 hours to prepare for whatever it is. It gives him that confidence, knowing that when he walks on the stage, no one's going to stump him.
And how often do we walk into a meeting without any preparation at all, right?
I hate that.
We haven't looked up who they are. We don't know anything about them. We haven't done any homework. And we also don't have an expected outcome other than I want them to buy, right? To have, go through the scenarios in your head of the conversation that is going to happen, the reactions that they're going to have, and making sure you've got your ducks in a row, that you've done a little bit of homework. He says if you keep putting unbelievable quality in, when it's time for you to cash that spiritual, emotional, physical, financial, or business check, it is not going to bounce because you've been making deposits and you've got plenty to give.
Well said. Finally, become an expert in your industry. What is it? There's a great Peyton Manning commercial out there today that talks about if you put 10,000 hours into anything, you become an expert. And then he follows it up with the follow-up question is, what if you put 20,000, 30,000? What do you become then? Become the expert.
Right. And it does mean doing a little bit more than the person next to you. Right?
Absolutely. Sometimes a lot more.
Sometimes, and putting yourself out there in places that make you feel uncomfortable, stretching you just a little bit, jumping off the ledge. We heard an analogy recently that says, when you first jump out off of a ledge or out of an airplane, your parachute doesn't open right at first. It's not immediate. You've got to jump and take that leap of faith and know that you've put the processes, the support team, you've given, you've put value into other people, and that's going to be what supports you through your success journey and your success jumps. And so make sure that you're doing something today that is jump. It's a jump closer to those goals that you set at the beginning of the year.
That's right.
The vision you've created for yourself of where you are going this year. What are you doing today? Because so often we can get ourselves back into that same old routine, right? It's Monday. We just got to get through Monday, making those phone calls, making that list, and it's the humdrum, right? But instead, look at it as I get to, and where am I going? And what exciting things are we moving towards? And make sure that every Monday, especially today, that you're doing something that is moving you towards that.
I love that. One of our Rockstar listeners, Tony Vega, wrote in on our Google Plus page, says, can I have an emotional support horse on a plane? Tony, thank you, man.
Right? It's getting us a little ridiculous and out of hand.
Absolutely, which is why we talk about it here, because that makes good radio. Tony, we appreciate you for tuning in and sharing a laugh with us. Emotional support
I'm worried
horse.
that somebody's going to bring a support horse one day to the studio.
Sometimes it's necessary. Getting the harness on has been a lot easier on a horse than it is on a turkey, that's for sure. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk right after these messages.
The Experienced Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Stop calling around looking for the best mortgage rates and call ALMC Mortgage. ALMC Mortgage matches you with the right mortgage for your needs every single time. Now's the right time to finance. Call ALMC Mortgage today at 303-696-6933. 303-696-6933. Check out today's current rates and questions you should ask about your mortgage at almcmortgage.com. almcmortgage.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Computers. We can't live a moment without them. My friend sent me an email recently saying she was having 99 problems and 97 of them were because of email and technology. I hate it when it doesn't work, but I'm stuck with how to get past the lockups, the slow retrieval, and lost data. This is what Binkley IT specializes in, all your computer quirks and hangups. They'll take care of you, and often they can do it remotely. Call our friends at Binkley IT and solve your IT puzzle one piece at a time. Call 720-254-1057, 720-254-1057. And if your computer is still working, Look them up online at binkleyit.com.
Bring in the old year and bring in the new year with award-winning custom desserts from Ooey Gooey, a family sweetery. Cake pops, cupcakes, and salted caramel butter bars will make you the star of your next party. Dessert doesn't have to be sticky. Call Ooey Gooey and order up a little sweetness. They work with special diet requests and deliver all over. Corporate gifting and employee appreciation never tasted so Ooey Gooey good. Call today 720-885-7470 or familysweetery.com.
Get focused, take inspired action, and break through your distractions by attending Vision is Victory, the event led by Carrie Conley in Scottsdale, Arizona. Reduced airfares are happening right now, so sign up today and take a few days in January to transform your business and your life. You'll leave with a step-by-step plan to create massive success for the entire year. Vision is Victory. The event starts January 14th. Register online at infinitenation.com for this vision building retreat and join us to create the best year of your life. infinitenation.com.
Friends, there are very few things more important to your business than the way it's viewed and used on the internet. Your website is the gateway to your entire sales process, and here at Experience Pros, we trust Donna Galassi and Blue Zenith Web Design to make our website more than just a brochure for our business. If you want your website to be an experience, contact Donna today at 720-248-8431. That's 720-248-8431, or visit them online to see their work. Use bluezenith.com. We do.
There are many sounds in your day-to-day life. There are sounds that wake you up. Sounds that make you smile. Sounds that energize you. And sounds that help you relax. But there are some sounds that can alert you to danger and can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you information about severe weather events, Amber Alerts, or other emergencies in your area. With critical information from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know, wherever you are. For more information, visit ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Tomorrow morning, wake up with Steve Curtis, 6 to 8 on KLZ 560.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Our next guest is no stranger to lighting up your life. He's going to help us light up ours.
Yes, we have Chuck Fedor with C&J Commercial and Industrial Lighting. They have hundreds of satisfied customers in the Denver area. Did you know that 50% of your energy bill is spent on lighting alone? So it's a big deal when you're making lighting decisions, and making a mistake can have very many bad consequences. Chuck Fedor.
How you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing fantastic, Chuck, and it's such a pleasure to have you in the studio today. I think there's a lot of misinformation out there about lighting and where it's going and what's happening, and are we killing off all the animals because of the excessive light pollution and all of that? Let's talk a little bit about the advances and economic advances about lighting today.
Okay. One of the biggest things I'd like to talk about are the new LEDs.
Right.
LEDs is a light emitting diode. There's very little energy used, but an awful lot of light. The customer is always afraid of the cost.
Sure.
Oh, it's too much money. But the actual reality is it's upfront is a little bit of money, but your return on investment is usually less than 3 years. And the bigger the job, the quicker the rate of return is.
Okay, but Chuck, you say the return on investments in 3 years. If we're using the old-fashioned incandescent type bulbs, and even some of the fluorescent type of bulbs, we don't get 3 years out of them. Are the LEDs going to last for 3 years?
LEDs will last almost 10.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
They have fixtures from Cree that we use a lot of, that like a 2x4 lay that you would put in an office.
Sure.
10-year warranty. Now, it only uses 40 watts versus the bigger lamps used to use about 200 watts of fixture with the big T12s.
Sure.
The TH uses about 135 watts of fixture. This uses 40 watts of fixture. It gives you about 30% more light than your 200-watt fixture, and it lasts 10 to 12 years. They're 50,000-hour LEDs.
Wow.
All right. So when we put this into examples, you say that most businesses need about 25 to 30 different types of light bulbs, that we're using that many different types of lighting in our structures?
No, yeah. You have like a 2x4 lay-in that goes in an office. You have PL lamps that go in elevators and office buildings and walkways and hallways. You have an R30 and R20, a PAR 38. That's just inside. Then you have outdoor floods.
Holy cow.
Wall packs. You have parking lot lights that are going to LEDs.
No, we don't even think about lights, Chuck.
Nobody thinks about, believe me.
Chuck's here. He thinks about lights.
I'm sorry.
When you go walk in a building, you turn the switch on, and nobody even looks at the lights unless there's one burned up.
Right. Even here in the studio, every now and then we come in and, discover there's a light out, and we're like, oh, wow, look at all those lights up there. I didn't even know there were that many.
So, Chuck, we live in Colorado, and the major player in electricity is XL Energy. This is a syndicated show, so we've got other folks around the country who use different companies. Are there rebates available for using?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If a customer goes in and replaces a 2x4 fixture that's got either T12s or T8s in it and goes to an LED, he gets $50 a piece.
Wow.
So if a guy's got 20 fixtures, there's $1,000. Now, if he's in a warehouse and he's using the 400-watt high bay, which could be either a high-pressure sodium or a metal halide.
Oh, yeah, the big ones you see in the warehouse at the top. Yep.
458 watts per hour.
Holy cow.
Fixture.
All right.
The new LED, they have one that's 190 watts that lasts 8 or 9 years.
Is it brighter?
It's 3 times brighter than a standard 400 watt. It puts out 27,000 lumens. And to just give you an idea, the 400 watt, after it's been there for a year or so, gives off 9,000 lumens.
And don't forget, we're talking also a heat issue, right?
A 400 watt takes 15 to 20 minutes to warm up.
Right.
An LED comes on like that.
Holy cow.
Within 2 minutes, it's at full brightness. And it's just amazing. I did a shop that's a machine shop that we changed out 41 of these 400 watters in one room. And the guy thought we took the roof off.
Right? Because it's so bright.
He could not believe it. He
Like,
was
where did
using
all this
400 watt metal halides.
Where did all this light come from? Now, you've been in the lighting industry for 30 years. So you've been around since you've seen all the fun light, since all the fun light bulbs.
When LEDs were R2D2.
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
So, I mean, you are just so excited about the changes in the lighting industry.
I have been doing this for almost 35 years. And I have seen more changes in the last 5 than there ever was 25, 30 before that.
Did you ever think you were going to see this much change?
No, it's, I've been doing this for a long time. I really enjoy it. I like it. Every place of business is the same, but it's also different. Everybody's got different needs. They got different type of lighting problems. And you have to find out what the customer wants. And then I basically can brighten up their day.
Well, and I think that when you think about, and we don't think about lighting, but when you've gone into a room that's dimly lit, it looks dark, it looks dingy, versus the brighter lights, you feel like it's a better customer experience, right?
There's companies that have done research on lighting, and you may not believe this, but they took the standard old-fashioned T12 fluorescent lamps, and they put them in with a color-corrected fluorescent lamp. This is 35 years ago.
Okay.
And they did a test area of maybe 3 or 4 cases over a production. Over a period of 4 months, production went up 20%, and the people were more attentive, they were more energetic, they had a better work attitude, and they actually increased their productivity.
It's that pleasure center I was talking about earlier.
Right, all from lights. All from lights. All right. So, Chuck, what's the best way for our listeners to get in touch with you at C&J?
They can give me a call on my cell. It's 303-550-4502. And we can come out and give an estimate for them to show them what they can do, what they can't do. They have an option. They don't They don't have to buy from me. It's nice if they would, but they need to be aware of what's available and that there are opportunities and rebates to the customer.
You bet.
That people have no idea. Like on a high bay fixture, if you replace that with an LED, it's $150 a fixture.
Oh, in restaurants. I used to operate a couple of restaurants, and we switched over to LEDs, and the savings were astronomical. I mean, just the number of different units that we could reduce the savings. About what percentage of savings are we looking at?
If a person was to switch over their place of business to LEDs in the warehouse and in the office, anywhere from 50 to 70% off their electric bill.
Come on.
Wow.
Yeah.
And more energizing for the employees and more appealing for customers. Saving money.
It's
and
a
it's
win-win
a
situation.
Beautiful place.
You get more light, less energy, rebates, and you help out the environment and reduce your footprint. You could go, there's another whole story.
Right.
On that.
And you make your workers and customers happy with by hitting those pleasure centers. Let me give that phone number one more time, if you would, please. I'll give it 303-550-4502. Again, 303-550-4502. Chuck Fedor, thank you so very much. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you guys very much for having me. It's great to be here. Happy New Year to everybody.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a very prosperous year for everybody.
We believe that.
And brighter too.
Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk is just ahead. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros radio show. For the archives of this and every other show, check out experiencepros.com. experiencepros.com. We'll be back after these messages.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Get your payroll and employee paperwork done efficiently, effectively, and economically with Employer Essentials. Free up your time, free up your money, and let Employer Essentials help your business grow. They handle all of your payroll and HR needs at EmployerEssentials.com or call 303-734-9436. 303-734-9436.
Do you wish your career was moving along a different path? Do you ever feel like your business owns you when it really should be the other way around? Do you feel like this isn't the life you thought you'd be living? Well, you're not alone. Sandy Corrigan has a system that helps people create careers worth having, businesses worth owning, that results in lives worth living. Call or text Sandy Corrigan today at 303-907-1010. That's 303-907-1010. It's worth the phone call.
Friends, this is Eric, and I want to turn you on to a fantastic bi-monthly patriotic newsletter I've discovered. It's called The Pen, and it's a compilation of numerous patriotic writers packed with political information that you won't find in the newspaper. Contact my friend Beth Ann for a free sample copy at csctalkradio.com or send $24.95 to P.O. Box 73, California, Missouri, 65018 to receive The Pen for an entire year. The Pen, promoting liberty and keeping patriots informed. Subscribe today. csctalkradio.com. That's csctalkradio.com.
Dove Valley Storage has your affordable storage solutions for RVs, boats, cars, or construction equipment. Covered units you can own or rent at unbelievable prices. There's no other product like this in Colorado, and they're offering them at a fraction of the price of owning an RV garage or man cave. Hurry and call Kim today. They're going fast for fall delivery. 720-201-4062. That's 720-201-4062. Or check them out online, dovevalley.storage.com. They've got you covered.
When your IT person says, your VPN's PPTP failed because the IP conflict caused a protocol failure, all you seem to hear is, blah, blah, money, money, blah, blah, lots time. We're C-Squared Computer Consulting, and we speak geek fluently, but we translate when talking to you. When you understand the issues, you can better prioritize your money and time. Our managed services provide a stable spending model with system monitoring and trust. Call C-Squared Computer Consulting today at 303-933-1113 or go to c2cc.net.
The Extreme Customer Service Directory is the go-to place for finding the companies who have the best customer testimonials. Plus, to make it even easier, we narrowed down the field to only 3 companies in your area. If you need a printer in the metro area, we have it. If you need ink and toner, we have it. The Extreme Customer Service Directory is one of the most visited directories in the state, and it's all yours to view for free at experiencepros.com. experiencepros.com for the best in customer service. When you're looking for the best, think Experience Pros you can feel good about doing business with the pros.
If you rely on networking to build your business, you need Renovate. If you are sick of wasting your time cold calling to find a few, you need Renovate. Extreme Relationship Management will help you renovate. Renovate is revolutionary training that elevates your not working and supercharges your networking to get real results. Sign up for the next Renovate training this week at extremerelationshipmanagement.com or call 855-I-LIKE-ERM. You need Renovate.
You're busy, but are you really achieving the dreams you thought you would? Infinite Nation knows that when your vision is big enough, you can create infinite success. Request your free vision check phone call with award-winning vision coach Carrie Conley. Discover how easy it is to achieve your infinite success. Call 720-331-8693. 720-331-8693 and check out the Vision is Victory workshop online at infinitenation.com.
Random online searching is one way to find a good company, but an even better way is to choose the companies that are listed on the Extreme Customer Service Directory. This elite list of companies have one thing in common. They offer extreme customer service. Their customers are bragging about them, and that's what sets them apart. Trust the companies listed on the Extreme Customer Service Directory to take care of you. Extreme Customer Service Directory at experiencepros.com/directory. experiencepros.com/directory.
A public service message from Call to Recycle.
Hi, this is Richard Karn. Recycling your old cell phone is a great thing to do for the environment. Visit calltorecycle.com or call toll-free 877-2-RECYCLE.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us today. You know, you tune in for me for the witticisms and the goofy little banter. You tune in to Angel because she is the voice of reason in all things sound and educational. But every so often we have a guest who blows us both away.
Absolutely. Our next guest is Mark Friedlander. He wrote the book, Leonardo Da Vinci Gets a Do-Over. It's talking about innovation in action, and you're probably familiar with the new STEM school curriculum. Where
Science, technology,
engineering
and math.
I was thinking it needed to be STEAM. We need a little art thrown in there.
I'll draw you a
picture. I think we might have some kindred spirits in our next guest. Is it neglecting some other important subjects, such as more real-world experiential lessons or even history and fiction? Well, we're going to find out. Mark Friedlander Jr., who enjoyed a successful law practice after serving in the Air Force, offers at least one addition in fiction to STEM lessons. Mark, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely, Mark. Very nice to have you along. All right. We hear a lot of emphasis these days on the STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and math. You say we're leaving a couple of things behind. Let's talk about that.
Well, keep in mind, STEM is valuable and important, and it sets a national standard that is achievable by some and not by others. It's guided by money, but there is even a broader part of education, namely history, geography, the arts. And so the small publishing house, Science Naturally, located in Washington, D.C., was devoted to the idea of education through books. And so working with them, I wrote this book as part of the beginning of a series called Innovators in Action. And the whole idea is you read fiction, historical fiction, to get some sense of history, but this is educational fiction, sort of a new genre.
Mark, can I interject something here? Sure. Because history is interesting in that much of the history that I learned when I was a child has been rewritten, and so one might say that history is fiction. What do you say to that?
Well, I think that wrong to do exactly that, to change the history. History is history. It's what happened. That's how we learn.
I agree, but
So
the practical application is they've changed that over the years. They've changed our history books to reflect sometimes a political aspect or a spin on it.
Well, this book, Leonardo Da Vinci Gets a Do-Over, is a whole different approach.
Okay.
It's pure fiction. Obviously, Leonardo da Vinci, who was a great genius of the 15th and 16th century, gets to return to the 21st century. Now, all the history in the book, all the geography in the book, all the math, all the science, and all the art is true, is fact. But it's embedded in a fictional story because Leonardo da Vinci, it's time travel. He comes back to Florence, Italy, at the beginning of the 21st century, and 3 teenage kids meet him and their teachers, and of course, no adult believes that anybody could come back to life. The kids know that it is really Leonardo da Vinci, and he came back to life, and so they go through a series of adventures and excitement, leading to a fantastic climax. But during the course of this fun book, with laughs and so forth, the kid gets to read real history, real science, real geography, because all of the facts about Leonardo that are in the book are true. Life was true.
Mark, why did you pick Leonardo da Vinci?
Well, the idea was, is there a way that you can write a piece of fiction, a murder mystery, any kind of fiction, that would embody in the story real science, real math, real history, real geography, and what better person than Leonardo da Vinci, the very famous and great inventor, artist,
right,
of the 15th and 16th century. And most of the things that he designed, he invented them in concept. He couldn't build because he didn't have the materials. He envisioned an airplane, automobile, submarine, parachute,
helicopter.
Right. All right. So
all of the above.
The book is Leonardo da Vinci Gets a Do-Over. It's part of the Innovators in Action series. It also includes a teacher's guide for curriculum. Mark, where can our listeners follow up and even recommend it to their STEM schools for adding into their curriculum?
Well, the book is easily available at Amazon.com. And in the book, it refers to the publisher, Science Naturally, and they have a website. And if you go to the website, there's a click that you click, and comes up the 60-page teacher's guide, which can be printed out free.
Nice. Well, very nice. Well, congratulations to you on taking this step. And, I think a lot of times we see a lot of folks are trying, we get the concept that STEM is a great foundation.
Right.
But that it is missing a few extra pieces. Mark Friedlander, the book, Leonardo da Vinci Gets a Do-Over. Thanks for being our guest today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, I came across an article that I am not absolutely sure is accurate. So I thought I would run it by you because you are my test of all things balanced.
Well, I'm just going to ask questions.
Well, I know. I'm counting on it.
Okay.
Everybody just loves sarcasm.
Everybody
It's
who?
so
Is that sarcastic?
Warm. It's warm and fuzzy. It makes everybody feel nice.
So that is sarcasm. Okay, got it. All right. I am being sarcastic.
Are sarcastic people more successful?
No.
That's not what Jessica Stillman says.
They're just more annoying.
Jessica Stillman says
because
sarcastic people are more successful.
No, say what you mean what you say. Don't play mind games with people. And I think that sarcastic people just don't have the guts and the to say what they really think.
Did you just clear your throat or was that beeped out? Apparently both. All right. In the study called The Highest Form of Intelligence, sarcasm increases creativity through abstract thinking for both expressors and recipients.
They're just snarky. And they laugh at other people's on other people's behalf.
Real life scientists actually did a little research. And Harvard, Columbia, and INSEAD universities came up with a team that tested the effects of sarcasm by having volunteers engage in a sincere, a sarcastic, or a neutral control with exchange before, a neutral control exchange before completing a task.
And you're going to say that those that had the sarcastic test, piece, they had to put more thought into it, and they had to engage their
It's a mental
brains more,
workout.
right? It is a mental workout. You're exhausting
You're
to
yelling.
talk to.
Only dogs can hear you now.
Sorry.
That was sarcastic. But it is a mental workout, but it doesn't have to be exhausting. And by the way, the end results, they said that those in the sarcasm conditions subsequently perform better on creativity tests than those in the sincere conditions or even in the control neutral condition. This suggests that sarcasm has the potential to catalyze creativity in everyone, even you. Adam Galinsky, another member of the research team, he says, in sarcastic comments make your whole team more creative. So go ahead and let fly with the occasional snide but hilarious comment. Now, the follow-up, trust is required. Happy news for the sarcastically inclined, but before you get carried away, the researchers caution that this finding should not be taken as a blank check to be sarcastic, otherwise rude and snarky, whenever and wherever the mood strikes you. If you don't want to hurt people and burn bridges, you need to restrict your remarks to contexts where trust has already been established. And isn't that the truth? Trust comes first.
And I think that I've got some close friends, and we are kind of snarky with each other. But yes, we've got a trusting relationship,
Absolutely.
And it's fun. And we know that our snarkiness isn't actually, at somebody else's expense, right?
Absolutely.
And so, but I think the majority of people who are out there being snarky and sarcastic are just being rude to other people.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I was just kind of running across this, and I thought there was an interesting article that sarcastic
you
people
could just wind me up and get my goat.
No, I didn't want to wind you up and get your goat. I wanted to bring the news that sarcastic people, according to a study, are actually more successful, and there's science to prove that, but it's not without its boundaries and restrictions. That's all.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's a great
That's
article.
all, Angel. I'm taking anything back that you thought I was bringing.
Yeah. One of our listeners says some people cannot do sarcastic. It's an art. I agree. All right. We have to go to a quick commercial, but when we come back, we will have more positive business talk, because that's the kind of thing we like to do right here at the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros Radio Show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the orange effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Attention business owners, if you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance has local offices serving clients across the U.S. and Canada. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Riviera Finance now. 800-872-7484. That's 800-872-7484. Or visit RivieraFinance.com.
You've got a great business, lots of customers, and a catchy tagline. Things are going great, right? Has it ever occurred to you that if you are doing so well in your business, someone else might be trying to copy or steal your concept and make it their own? It happens every day. But don't let it happen to you. You need attorney Steve Replin on your side. Much more than just a lawyer, Steve is a business consultant who knows how to protect what's yours while helping you grow it to success. Call Steve today and CYA. That's Cover Your Assets. 303-322-7919. 303-322-7919.
I don't know how to tell you this, but recently your husband's been pretty cold.
Did he do something or say something?
No, he's just cold.
I can't believe you'd say that. He's the most caring person I know.
Will someone please call Bowman Heating and Air? It's so cold in here, even the pipes are freezing.
Don't let your friends call your husband cold. Call Bowman Heating and Air today, 303-622-6502, and get a $99 furnace service to prevent your husband from getting cold. 303-622-6502 or BowmanHVAC.com.
You've had it with the big box print shops and online printing companies. Sure, they offer cheap services, and that's what you get, cheap service. Isn't it about time you found someone who not only made you look good, but also makes you feel good? Award-winning PrintingDoneQuickly.com offers the highest level of concierge service without the concierge price. PrintingDoneQuickly.com, where we serve your business as we wish to be served, and quickly too. That's PrintingDoneQuickly.com.
Hi, this is Angel, and I want you to picture this. You're driving home after soccer practice. Your little girl is sitting in the back seat, and the radio is gently playing your favorite music. Your car is your world for the moment, and your world is safe because Nyland's Collision Center wouldn't cut corners on the quality of parts when they fixed that fender bender last month. NYLUNDS collision.com. No one knows your car better. The safety of your whole world is in their hands. Visit nylandscollision.com or call them at 303-761-9219.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
The top 5 search results get 75% of all the clicks. 75%! That means if you're on page 2, you are missing out on tons of potential business. You, my friend, are in need of professional help. At SharpNet Solutions, it's not all about clicks. It's about making sales. They optimize the Experience Pros Extreme Customer Service Directory, and they can optimize your business. Call them today, 303-900-4988. That's 303-900-4988. Or find them online at sharpnetsolutions.com. Put their talents to work and see what they can do for you. 303-900-4988. Mention the Experience Pros and get up to 50% off. Call today.
Are you going to lose your home and don't know where to turn? You hold the keys, Colorado. Call the Foreclosure Prevention Hotline today at 1-877-601-HOPE. Sponsored by Brothers Redevelopment, Inc. and aired in cooperation with the Colorado Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. We do hope that this has been one of the most inspirational and positive business hours of your workday. According to Inc.com, startups don't die, they commit suicide.
Whoa.
In other words, 90% of all startups fail because founders get bored, discouraged, or something else, and they move on to other things. Wow.
Right? And think about this. We've all been there. Discouragement, it comes, rejection, boredom. We've been doing the same thing, sharing the same message, something shiny, something new comes along, and we think, ooh, I'm going to go and try that. And we are constantly starting over again, never quite getting the momentum that it takes to build our business. And so you need to stick with it, even if you're bored, even if you're discouraged. Find some ways to elevate and get beyond that without quitting and giving up. Also, you need to simplify your mission. Simplify. Boy, I cannot agree more. Right? If you're going to start up a new business, you need to spend time boiling down what your business is, what it does, and what it represents. If you get that down to a 60-second synopsis, it's going to pay you dividends for the rest of the life of your business. Right? But, can you put it on a cocktail napkin? If you need 45 minutes to explain who you are, what you do, and how you help, you are missing out. You got to bring that message down. 4 words if you can. We were doing talking at our church, our pastor, he talked about having a mission statement and who we are and what we do in 4 words. You can always add and expand and have more conversation, but who you are in 4 words. Simplify, simplify.
The next one is ditch your safety net. Listen, if you're going to go something by way of a startup, to it 100. And just for those of you who go, well, I'm going to commit to it 110%. That's impossible. 100% is everything. Can't get more. But you got to commit. Right. But how often do we have, I was talking to somebody recently, and they had a client who was going to, was a pretty big client. And pretty much in the first quarter, they were going to hit their goals. Right. And they thought, well, should I just bank that and know that I've just hit I'm done. My goal for the year? Go to Hawaii. I'm like, no. You are going to lose all momentum. That's quarter 1. Right. Why not do that again in quarter 2? And by the way, while you're working on quarter 1, you should be planning for the next big client in quarter 2, 3, 4. Exactly. But we get so wrapped up and stuck. We want that one big client, that safety net. Maybe it's your current job description that's going to just keep you safe and comfortable. If you really want to get something big and be a success in something new, you got to jump off the cliff. Mm-hmm. How about this one? Exceed expectations. Now, that doesn't mean under promise, over deliver. Don't think that you can do that, because consistency is actually a stronger variable there, if you will. Keep that consistent side of it. But what it does mean is reach out and way, because you're capable of it. Right. A lot of times other people have done it. And so we're not all that unique. But it's delivering on those expectations and adding that value that sets us apart from the competition. And so, we can't just be mediocre, me too, same as. We got to do more. In fact, speaking of doing more, we got to do more with less. There is a key, and it's an economic key as well as a creative key. If you are able to do more with less, then you have more net profit to do more with next. Right. And think about this, not just money, right? You've got to be really cautious with, where you're spending your dollars, making sure you don't have too much overhead, right? How about your time? About your time. I mean, if you are putting in 20 hours a day, or even extended hours, how duplicatable is that? Can you do that again? How long can you sustain that model? And if you're bringing people on and they're looking at how hard you're working, can you do it more efficiently? You've got to figure out constantly more efficient ways to grow your business. Startup secrets for America's coolest and most successful entrepreneurs. One of them is they don't go at it alone. They surround themselves with an awesome team, right? Because you're going to meet obstacles. You're going to come up with things that maybe you've never learned. I remember having somebody talk to us in business lingo that Eric and I didn't know the language. Had no idea what a metric was. I thought that got that in 5th grade. Right? KPIs. All of a sudden we're around and learning this new language. And so surrounding yourself with the experts in business that can help you not wear all the hats. Lots of people have great ideas that they try to tackle all by themselves, but it's impossible to do it alone. Be nimble, be agile, be Jack that jumped over that candlestick, because you never know what's the one consistent? Change. Right. It's going to happen. And you need to be able to adapt and adopt nimbly in the marketplace. Yeah, so don't get so tied to this is the only way this can be done. Even though this might be the way we started it, as you bring in more people, as technology change, as the environment, the business landscape changes, you are going to have to change with it. We've seen some dinosaurs, right? Go out of business. Companies that we thought would be around forever, but when technology showed up, other companies came through and they were obsolete. So make sure that you are constantly flexible. One of probably the best thing we could say to you right now is you must have a plan in your startup for actually making money. You're not. I know you
Isn't that
love
funny?
You love to make cookies, and you love to paint faces, and you love to help people. All of that is great, but if you're not making money, you'll become a statistic. You will commit startup suicide.
Yep. And do your homework. Be really clear about the assumptions you're making about the business you're going into, and check those assumptions. And again, this is where your team is really helpful too, because sometimes we get so glossy-eyed over all the fun things that are coming that we miss some of the red flags. So make sure that you're doing your homework.
Final one, stay genuine, be authentic, do what you know, and love it. It's going to resonate with your customers, your employees, your potential investors, and it makes all the hard work worth it. Stay authentic.
Don't be afraid to start up, but make sure that your business isn't committing suicide.
Yeah.
Stick with it. You've got a good thing going. And if you need some help, check out the Extreme Customer Service Directory. We've got lots of business resources for you.
All righty. On behalf of Charlie, our producer, and Angel, myself, and all the people that make the Experience Pros radio show happen every single day, we want to say thank you for tuning in and participating in this, the revolution in how people treat people in business. Remember, you can find the archives to this and all the other shows at experiencepros.com. We'll see you again, same time tomorrow.
This has been the Experience Pros radio show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.